A fair deal, but could have been fairer. This is how Ivorian farmers reacted to the new cocoa price for the 2021-2022 season, which is 17% less from last year's. He decided that 825 francs per kilo should be given to the growers. During the previous harvesting campaign, President Alassane Ouattara, who was seeking re-election, put the price at 1,000 francs, or €1.52 per kilo, a record high. We would have liked more. We would have liked it to be 1,000 francs. But we saw the past campaign. The price was set at 1,000 francs, and we all had problems on the ground to sell. So I think that if the President of the Republic did it, it was because he had no choice. He had to do something to at least help the producers, so there is no problem. We take note and we accept. Ivory Coast and Ghana, which together account for 60% of global cocoa production, joined forces in 2019 to try to get more from the chocolate industry, which is dominated by Western multinationals.
Mali officially received 4 military helicopters from Russia to help boost in the fight against jihadists in the north of the country. Beyond the sale, Russia also donated weapons and ammunition. The delivery comes at a time of tension with France, which is worried about Mali's possible recourse to the paramilitaries of the private Russian group Wagner. The extreme speed of execution of this contract shows the reliability and seriousness of this partner. European countries had warned the Malian government on the silence of last week's UN General Assembly against hiring paramilitaries from the controversial Wagner Group, a Russian private security firm. Mali's army-dominated government is reportedly in the process of hiring 1,000 paramilitaries from Wagner in a move viewed with grave concern among its neighbors as well as former colonial power, France.
For the last 10 months, Africa and the Africans have been the subject of an unprecedented initiative in France. Saison Africa2020 provided a platform for Africans to talk about their views on the state of the world.
On a fait plus de 1500 projets avec à peu près 911 structures partenaires en France et sur le continent africain.
We did more than 1,500 projects with about 911 partner structures in France and on the African continent. So I would say mission accomplished, at least in relation to this season, which was an invitation to look at and understand the world from an African perspective. The project stems from a proposal by French President Emmanuel Macron during his speech to African youth in Ouagadougou in 2017. The projects included topics such as citizen engagement, economic independence, movement of people and ideas, even French colonial policy.
Ça nous invite
It encourages us to question ourselves or to think about ideas and concepts from another angle. And that was the whole point of the season, to think from an African point of view. But along the way, it's also about how Africans think, and are we all capable of having a 360-degree vision and accepting this introspection? The season comes to an end this Thursday at the Paul Eluard Museum in Saint-Denis, north of Paris. The project was also a way to provide a voice to women artists and discuss topics relevant to the African diaspora. I would say that our political discourse is also to decolonize the imaginary, to decolonize the history of art by proposing other narratives, by giving a voice to women artists who are rarely heard and bodies that are rarely seen.
Nigeria on Friday celebrated its 61st Independence Day in Abuja, despite growing security challenges and a badly depreciated currency. In a televised address, President Muhammadu Buhari said the last 18 months had been some of the most difficult periods in the history of Nigeria since the Civil War. The country has seen in recent times more deadly attacks on local communities in remote villages and an increase in kidnapping for ransom that has continued in a cycle of violence that has defied measures introduced by authorities, including the deployment of thousands of security operatives to restore peace. Buhari pledged to continue to work on dialogue-based solutions to address legitimate grievances. Rwandan police have arrested 13 people suspected of plotting terrorist attacks in the capital Kigali. The suspects were arrested with bomb-making materials including explosives, wires, nails and phones. They were later paraded before the media by the national police. The investigation has revealed that they were actually working with a terrorist group known as the Allied Democratic Forces, also known as ADF, that operates in the DR Congo. And they were also working with another terrorist group known as ISIS, which we all know. They were also involved in making other items like explosive devices, including nails and other items that were likely going to be used. But this was prevented by the Rwanda National Police. The fear of ADF, which is historically a Ugandan rebel group, has been accused of killing thousands of civilians in the east of the Democratic Republic of Congo for years.